He is the commander-in-chief of the, you don't denigrate him, you make fun of him, and he's poking me. I said, well, I'm a comedian. I don't care.
Leno, America's late-night king, held on to love and laughter through every scar and secret. For decades, his clean jokes, comic book chin, and rock-solid marriage defined him. Yet a 40-year rumor of an affair threatened to unravel it all. He denied it, unwavering. Now, at 75, as he cares for his wife Mavis, her memory fading under Alzheimer's, Jay's rewriting his story. His memoir, set for late 2025, will reveal the truth. The rumor wasn't entirely fiction. Someone held a piece of his heart, and Hollywood's bracing for the fallout. Jay Leno was born on April 28, 1950, in New Rochelle, New York, in a modest home alive with contrasting rhythms. His mother, Catherine Muir, arrived from Scotland at 11, alone with no English, clutching a tattered suitcase and a fierce vow. Her kids would know grit. Her lullabies, heavy with a Highland brogue, wrapped young Jay in warmth, each note a testament to her resilience. His father, Angelo, was a fast-talking insurance salesman, always chasing the next deal, once tearing through 3 states, New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey, in a single day to meet his quota, his tie flapping in the wind. Their kitchen was a stage, Catherine's songs weaving through Angelo's tales of sales triumphs and near misses, his animated gestures knocking over salt shakers. Jay, barely 7, sat wide-eyed, memorizing his dad's pitch. He'd perform it for neighborhood kids on the stoop, waving fake insurance charts scrawled in crayon, pocketing nickels and dimes. That spark lit a fire. Hard work and humor could pay. He swore he'd never lean on one paycheck, a vow that became his North Star. School was a battlefield. Dyslexia, undiagnosed until his late teens, made words swim on the page, a jumbled puzzle that frustrated him. Teachers scowled, calling him slow, a label that stung like a wasp. He repeated 5th and 8th grades, each failure a knot in his chest, tightening with every red-marked paper shoved in his backpack. In 1968, a guidance counselor told him to quit, his voice cold as winter, dismissing Jay's dreams as childish folly. "You're not college material," he sneered. Jay could have broken. Instead, he mimicked the man, flipping letters in a biting joke that sent classmates roaring in the cafeteria. Detention came. 3 days scrubbing desks. But so did clarity. His struggle was fuel. Every night, he filled spiral notebooks with jokes, reading them backward to tame his brain, a trick he taught himself by staring at comic books under a flashlight. At 17, he hijacked the school's PA system, broadcasting a prank weather report about teacher layoffs, complete with wind sound effects he'd practiced with a straw and a glass of water. Suspended for 3 days, he became a legend among peers, his name whispered in hallways. Dyslexia wasn't a flaw. It was his edge, shaping a comedy style that turned pain into punchlines, raw and relentless. His resilience wasn't just mental. At 12, a bully's punch split his lip in a playground scuffle, blood dripping onto his sneakers. Jay, wiry and scrappy, fought back, landing a clumsy jab that earned grudging respect. He'd later joke, "My chin's been taking hits since '62. It's bulletproof now." That chin, exaggerated by a chipped tooth from a later brawl, became his trademark, a symbol of defiance against a world that tried to count him out. At 15, he worked odd jobs, mowing lawns, shoveling snow, saving every penny for a used radio to study comedians like Jack Benny and Bob Hope. Their timing seeping into his bones. At 14, Jay was tossing dough at Tony's Pizza in Andover, Massachusetts, earning $1.25 an hour, the smell of pepperoni clinging to his clothes. His dad's polished Buick was off limits. "You'll scratch it," Angelo barked. So Jay rattled around in a wheezing 1962 Dodge Dart, Its muffler coughing like a chain smoker, the radio stuck on AM. He raced to deliver pizzas in under 20 minutes, timing each run with a stopwatch he bought for $2 at a pawn shop. He'd call customers, posing as a frantic dad checking if Jay had arrived, ensuring they'd be at the door, cash in hand. It saved seconds, and Jay lived for efficiency, treating every delivery like a comedy set with a tight clock. Between runs, he rehearsed punchlines in the rearview mirror, grading them on a clipboard smeared with pizza grease, each joke a brick in the foundation of his dream. In February 1966, a snowstorm buried Andover, dumping 18 inches overnight. Jay hauled 2 pizzas to a college party, his Dodge skidding on black ice, wipers barely keeping up. He traded the pizzas for 5 minutes on stage at the frat house, riffing about snow chains, anchovies, and the absurdity of delivering in a blizzard. Can I get the washroom key? In 1964, a YMCA talent show tested his resolve. Idolizing Rodney Dangerfield, Jay slathered cold cream on his face to mimic Rodney's sweaty glow, hoping to capture his nervous energy. A stage light hit, turning him clownish, and the crowd booed, thinking he mocked their hero. Jay bolted, toppling a mic and breaking the sound system, the feedback screeching in his ears. He owed his older brother Patrick $5 for the entry fee, and the boos replayed 47 times that night, each one a dagger to his confidence. He vowed to write his own material, to carve his own path, burning the cold cream in a backyard trash can. By 1969, he was at Emerson College in Boston, admitted partly out of pity for his dyslexia, his application essay handwritten and riddled with errors. He picked speech therapy as a major but ditched classes for open mics at a strip mall cafe called the Ding Ho, its neon sign flickering like his nerves. One night, a comic stole his joke about a Scottish-French teacher who mixed bonjour with oche. Rage took over. Jay tackled him on stage, chipping a tooth on the mic stand. That chipped tooth shaped his iconic chin-forward grin, a badge of defiance. Facing expulsion, he pitched a comedy club to Emerson's dean, promising to fund it with pizza money. The club, born in 1970, is still running today, a testament to his hustle and refusal to fold. In 1973, Jay hit Los Angeles with $350 and a rusty Chevy Impala, its shocks creaking under the weight of his dreams. He crashed on comedian Bob Timerson's couch, a lumpy relic that smelled of stale beer and regret, in a cramped apartment off Sunset Boulevard. The Comedy Store's owner, Mitzi Shore, banned his clean-cut act for 6 months, calling it too safe for this town, her words cutting deeper than any heckler. Jay scraped by, gigging at pizza joints in Van Nuys and a topless lounge in Vegas for $40 a night, dodging hecklers, cigarette smoke, and the occasional thrown bottle. David Letterman, a fellow comic scraping by, got him back into the Comedy Store in 1974, slipping his name to Mitzi during a late-night set. Jay never forgot the favor, but held a grudge against the club, refusing to perform there for decades, his pride outweighing opportunity. His break came on March 2nd, 1975, with a Tonight Show slot, a golden ticket for any comic. Johnny Carson, the king of late night, cut his set from 5 minutes to 3, citing time constraints. Jay pushed back, arguing for his full bit, and Carson's warning, "Don't push it, kid," stung like a rejection from a father. The performance aired 9 weeks later, an eternity for a 24-year-old dreamer chasing validation. His set about airline food landing flat with a distracted audience. Backstage, he punched a wall, bruising his knuckles, vowing to never let a cut ruin him again. Jay's love life was its own sitcom, a chaotic script he couldn't resist. From 1973 to 1976, he dated 5 women, all born on September 5th, a coincidence that felt like fate's prank. He dubbed it the Virgo Vortex, joking they were one woman in 5 wigs, each with a sharp wit that kept him on his toes. A gossip columnist for the Los Angeles Times caught wind, nicknaming him Mr. Virgo in a 1975 column, and Jay leaned into it, asking everyone's birthday like a detective on a case. On April 30th, 1976, he bumped into Mavis Nicholson at the Comedy Store, near a busted urinal that reeked of despair. When she said her birthday was September 5th, Jay laughed until tears fell, convinced the universe was staging a cosmic comedy. Their first date waited until August. He was grinding out 300 shows and 52,000 miles that year, his Chevy groaning across the country, its odometer spinning like his ambition. They married on November 3, 1980, echoing his parents' anniversary, in a quiet ceremony with 12 guests and a cake Jay baked himself. Slightly lopsided, but earnest. Mavis, a writer with a fierce mind and a knack for spotting bullshit, wasn't chasing love, but saw something in Jay's rugged charm. A man who'd fight for her, even against himself. Their bond, built on loyalty over romance, held strong when Alzheimer's struck her in 2024, testing Jay in ways no stage ever could. Jay's star rose as The Tonight Show's guest host in 1986, his clean humor a safe bet for NBC's Middle America viewers. Behind closed doors, he maneuvered to claim Johnny Carson's chair, outflanking David Letterman, Carson's protege, who'd been fed monologue jokes by the boss himself. NBC chose Jay on May 25, 1992, valuing his broad appeal over Letterman's edge, a decision that shocked Hollywood. Carson snubbed him in his final episodes, never mentioning Jay's name, a silent rebuke that cut deep. Letterman, betrayed, bolted to CBS, vowing to outshine his rival with a leaner, meaner show. Jay's debut was a disaster. Ratings crashed 20% from Carson's peak, and Carson's loyal stars, from Bette Midler to Burt Reynolds, boycotted, refusing to sit across from the new guy. His manager, Helen Kushnick, blacklisted guests who went on rival shows. Her loyalty to Jay fierce but toxic, turning allies into enemies. In September 1992, NBC gave an ultimatum: fire Helen or lose the show. Letting her go after 17 years broke Jay's heart. He called her from a payphone, voice cracking. But he did it, choosing survival over sentiment. By 1993, Jay hit his stride with O.J. Simpson jokes, courtroom skits, a Gilligan's Island parody with Johnny Cochran as the skipper, and Dancing Itos, featuring Judge Lance Ito lookalikes in wigs. Critics called it cruel, exploiting a tragedy for laughs. But viewers tuned in, addicted to the spectacle, pushing ratings to 8 million nightly. In 1995, Hugh Grant's prostitute scandal gave Jay a lifeline. Grant's raw confession on July 10th, squirming under Jay's gentle prodding, spiked ratings to 7.2 million. Though Jay later told Mavis he felt dirty exploiting it, a rare crack in his showman's armor. In 2004, NBC named Conan O'Brien as his 2009 successor, a slap Jay didn't see coming. He secured a 10 p.m. show, The Jay Leno Show, siphoning Conan's audience, a move that felt like betrayal to some. When he returned to The Tonight Show, in 2010, after Conan's exit, leaked emails showed Jay's team mocking Conan, calling him a whiner who couldn't hack it. NBC paid $45 million to settle Conan's contract, splitting the comedy world. Half saw Jay as a survivor who played the game, half as a snake who rigged it. Ratings slid, the audience aged, and Jay left for good in February 2014, his final week hitting 99 million viewers, a bittersweet farewell. His last guest, Billy Crystal, gave him a standing ovation, but Jay's eyes stayed on the floor, heavy with the weight of 2 decades. Jay's passion for cars was his soul, a love affair that rivaled his devotion to Mavis. His Burbank garage, A sprawling hangar near the airport houses 180 cars and 160 motorcycles, steam engines to supercars, many unrestored and raw, their dents and scratches a mirror of his own imperfections. He'd spend Sundays polishing a decaf 1911 Stanley steamer or tweaking a 1966 Dodge Coronet. Grease under his nails, a grin on his face. On November 12, 2022, a 1907 white steam car sprayed gasoline on his face, igniting burns on 7% of his body. Third-degree burns scarred his face, hands, and chest, the pain searing through his grit. 10 days in the Grossman Burn Center with cadaver skin grafts and hyperbaric oxygen therapy couldn't keep him down. 2 weeks later, he was on stage at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, joking, "2 shows tonight, regular and extra crispy." The crowd roared, but his pain lingered, hidden behind the punchline, his hands still bandaged under the spotlight. On January 17, 2023, a 1940 Indian motorcycle leaked gas, a ticking bomb he didn't notice. Cutting through a Burbank parking lot, Jay hit an unmarked wire, which clotheslined him off the bike at 30 Mighty White Padres. He broke his collarbone, 2 ribs, and both kneecaps, needing shoulder surgery and 6 weeks in a brace. A 72-year-old on an 83-year-old bike, he quipped to nurses, his humor a shield. What could go wrong? On November 15, 2024 in Pittsburgh, he took a shortcut down a hill before a stand-up show. The rocks gave way, and he fell 60 feet, shattering his wrist, losing a fingernail, and blackening his eye. He performed that night at the Pittsburgh Improv, eye patch and all, joking, "At my age, you don't learn. You just keep doing dumb stuff." Friends feared he was hooked on the thrill, chasing danger to feel alive, a man who'd rather crash than slow down. His team begged him to stop riding, but Jay waved them off, saying, "If I stop, I'm dead." Jay and Mavis never had kids, a choice rooted in her fierce independence. At 7, Mavis told her mom she'd never marry or have children, fearing it trapped women in a cage of expectation. Meeting Jay in 1976 changed her mind, but she was upfront. No kids, no exceptions. Jay nodded, later joking, "We've got a cat. Less college tuition, more furballs." Mavis was a powerhouse, leading a 1999 campaign against the Taliban's oppression of women with Jay's $100,000 of backing. She halted an $8 billion pipeline deal by rallying feminists and lawmakers, speaking to Congress in a voice that shook with conviction, fearless despite death threats from extremists. Her activism earned her a 2000 humanitarian award from the E. Po, Feminist Majority Foundation, a plaque Jay keeps polished on their mantle. But Alzheimer's stole her fire, creeping in by 2020 and worsening by 2024. Jay sought legal control of her finances in April 2024, court papers revealing her fading memory. She didn't always recognize him, forgot her September 5th birthday, and spoke of her late parents as if they were waiting at home. Jay cooks her favorite meals, like her mom's chicken pot pie, carries her to the bathroom, and plays memory games with old photos, pointing out their 1980 wedding, their 1990 Hawaii trip, their 2011 White House dinner with Obama. In April 2025, he broke down on a podcast, voice cracking, saying, "It's not fun, but I'm proud it's me taking care of her." One night, he told her about their White House visit, describing Obama's laugh. She giggled, eyes bright for a fleeting moment, then asked, "Who's Obama?" Jay smiled through the pain, holding her hand. Here's the wild twist. All 5 women Jay lived with, including Mavis, were born on September 5th. When Mavis said her birthday, Jay laughed, muttering, "Aw, nothing." But the coincidence haunted him, a riddle he couldn't solve. Astrology fans later noted his moon sign at 13° in Virgo aligns with their sun signs, a cosmic pull he dismissed but never forgot. At 75, Jay's memoir, due late 2025, will tackle the 1980s affair rumors he once denied with a clenched jaw. Now he says they're partly true, hinting at a love that cut deeper than anyone knew, a woman whose name he's kept locked away for decades. Insiders whisper she was a comedy writer, sharp and magnetic, who worked with Jay in the early 80s, their connection sparking during late-night script sessions. Hollywood's on edge, waiting for the man who turned pain into punchlines to bare his soul, to reveal the heart behind the jaw. Jay's life was a tightrope walk. Comedy, loyalty, ambition, and secrets. His dyslexia forced him to outwork everyone, filling notebooks with jokes, turning setbacks into setups. His 1978 film role in American Hot Wax flopped, earning $2 million against a $6 million budget, critics calling his performance wooden. But a sold-out Denver show in 1979, 2,800 fans chanting his name, kept him in comedy, their cheers drowning out the failure. His rivalry with Letterman stung like a wound that never healed. In 2000, when Dave had a heart attack, Jay stayed silent on NBC's orders, a decision that haunted him. Headlines bashed him. The only one who didn't wish Dave well, one read. The pain lingers, a regret he carries quietly, mentioned only in late-night talks with Mavis. In 2006, Jay sued a publisher for stealing his jokes, only to face accusations of taking lines himself from lesser-known comics. The $1 million legal fight tarnished his nice guy image, exposing the cost of his relentless drive. His accidents piled up. A 2012 garage fire rumor proved false, but the 2022 blaze, 2023 crash, and 2024 fall forced cancellations, worrying his team. His manager, Rick Harris, told Variety in 2024, "Jay's 75, but he acts 25. We're scared he'll run out of lives." Yet Jay's drive never faltered. On Last Man Standing, he played mechanic Joe Leonard from 2015 to 2021, sparring with Tim Allen over vintage cars, his grit shining through. Fans loved his ability to laugh through burns and broken bones, but caring for Mavis is his hardest role. He feeds her, holds her, and watches her slip away, his heart breaking with every blank stare. The memoir looms, promising to reveal the affair's truth, a woman, a moment, a choice that shaped him. As Jay says, "You don't learn at my age, you just keep going." Hollywood's waiting, and so are we. Subscribe now to stay updated on Jay Leno's journey and the shocking revelations in his 2025 memoir.